Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to talk about the mindset behind running the successful Facebook ad campaigns. So, the first thing I want to address is the why Facebook and what you're going to need to run the Facebook ad campaigns. So, let's talk about that a little bit. Why Facebook? Well, Facebook right now has around 2 billion users. So, the potential to create business either for yourself or for someone else is huge, is enormous. It's bigger than anything else out there. And considering that United States is the most lucrative market in the world and the biggest at that, with the in the sense of buying power, opportunities are endless. So another thing why we want to work with Facebook is the fact that average user of Facebook spends around 60 minutes a day going through Facebook. That means that we have opportunity to be in front of our targeted market in one of the, within those 60 minutes. And the reason why we want to create engaging Facebook ad campaigns is that our competition is fierce. There's a lot of ads running in front of our targeted audience. Whatever that is, they will be seeing a lot of these ads from others, and we want to make sure that when we do our research part, we know who we're targeting and how we're going to target them, because we want a chunk out of those 60 minutes a day. We want that chunk for ourselves where we can get them to either opt in or buy or do whatever we need them to do. Which leads me to next part, which is why Facebook is because it's much easier to reach the leads, potential leads. And then where this stems from is the fact that whenever I work with any client, they would ask me why would I go with Facebook? My Google is much better. I can pay for ads, be on the first page of Google. Yes, in some business owners' minds, paying for the ads on the first page is the best way to spend their money. I guess in certain cases it is, in some it's not. But in this case, what I would tell them is that, listen, with Google, you have to wait for someone to try to find you, right? You have to wait for someone to click on Google search, type in whatever the niche you're in. It could be masonry, it could be electrician, it could be plumber, and then then you're not the only one advertising yourself. So you right off the bat, you're probably against five or six people, and people are smart these days, so they're going to shop around, right? When they click on your ad, they're going to you're going to get charged, but they might not buy from you. And usually the small business owners, they don't have a funnel behind it to capture the leads, to track who clicked on their ad and then to retarget them and all of that. But with Facebook, all of that is much easier. We go out to the people that we believe will have interest in our product, in our service. That means that we can uh, instigate the interest even in those who do not have an interest in our service or product. I hope that makes sense. So even if we're targeting just a random audience, let's say in Facebook terms, that's called carpet bombing, where you don't have a really nailed down audience. You just kind of do not set up your audience. You just start running ad. It's called carpet bombing. Even in that case, you will see most likely better results if excuse me, if everything's done correct on the back end with your funnel, with your website. You're going to see usually a better return on your investment, because you know that people have seen your ad, they may be interacting in a certain way, they may be visited your website, and all of this gives us opportunity to retarget them, to keep engaged with them, to get them to buy from us, to contact us, to give us some type of information that we can use to send them enticing offers, to get them to be part of our funnel as the leads. So those are the answers why Facebook versus Google. In my opinion, both are great. Depends on where you want to concentrate your efforts on. what I did learn is that Facebook, if done right, will give you better return on your investment. That's basically my experience, and there's a reason why there's a 5 million uh, officially registered marketers out there. I mean, you can consider that being businesses advertising themselves and so on the Facebook. What you want to do is make sure that every time you run any Facebook ad campaign, you set up realistic expectations around any campaign. What do I mean by this? And this is really important when you're running the ads for your clients. Is that you need to explain to them that sometimes with Facebook it might take a little bit of time to nail down and to dial in the right audience, the right funnel, the the right way of reaching the perfect customer that we're going to convert into a buying customer. So converting a lead into a buying customer, that's what I wanted to say. So you need to be realistic around that. So this is basically, this training is basically serves as a framework for that works for any online business. So if you have a Facebook page and you have a website, you are considered online business. You have an online presence. And because of that, it's really hard to be specific about a certain niche and how to approach that niche. So we have to divide all of the businesses out there into groups. One is those who provide service, and usually we treat those like lead gen businesses, where we, for example, have an opt-in page where they would give, where potential lead would give us a certain information about themselves, whether that's a name, email address, phone number, whatever the case might be, and then we would reach out to them in one way or another. And the second one is e-commerce. So the oh, I apologize. I just realized that I have this here two times. Just ignore that, please. So, but it just shows you how important it is. Uh, so for e-commerce, we are talking about products being sold online. This could also mean informational products. It can mean webinars. It can mean any type of process or funnel where you're taking your potential lead directly to the sales page. You're leading them through your funnel in order to sell to them. There are options, there are combinations of lead gen and e-commerce as a sales out there. I'm not going to go into those, but for example, let's say you go to a Shopify store and they're asking you for your email. That's basically, you could consider that as a lead gen, but it's not really lead gen because you can buy directly from their website. So it's kind of hybrid combination of these two. But we just want to make sure that we classify all of the businesses out there as either lead gen or e-commerce for easier training schedule and for easier understanding of the material we're going to be covering. Another important expectations that you need to understand is that 20% of the time ads will work the way you want them to. That means that if you create 5 campaigns, out of those 5 campaigns, one will work the way you want it to. 4, we're gonna have to do something about it, right? We're gonna have to approach it from strategic direction. Make sure that we understand if we are changing the creative, why are we changing the creative? If we're changing the copy, why are we changing the copy? I will go into metrics and how to use metrics to give us the answer around what needs to be changed. So just know that this is really important for you to understand, is that 20% of the time, if you do everything perfectly, that's in this course, you will see success. That's for 20% of the time. And this is also important to understand that this is the process of testing and strategic changes. That means that the reason why we want to do the testing, and you probably heard about split testing, A/B testing, and all of that, is that not there is no secret formula. There is no magic formula out there regarding what works, what it doesn't. They are best practices, they are frameworks, but at the end of the day, depending on your business, depending on your niche, depending on your goal, depending on your market, You have to decide what will be the best that will work for you and your customers, and that will generate the best ROI that you can have. Having said that, we need to address the things that you will need in order to make your Facebook ads successful. First thing you're going to need is the marketing funnel. Marketing funnel can be anything from lead capture page, e-commerce store, content, webinar, affiliate marketing. So lead capture page, like I said earlier, could be anything where you're just trying to get the information out of the lead, name, email, phone number, depending, and then keep retargeting them, keep them in your funnel, create a longer term value out of them with your funnel. E-commerce store could be anything from you sending the traffic from Facebook directly to your store, selling them products, selling them various videos that can be be considered intellectual property. They are actually so anything that in that way. I mean, you can even send them to some content. You can send them to webinars. You can send traffic to some other company that you don't really own, but you want to help them sell their product, and you receive the percentage of the sale, and which is usually affiliate marketing. You can drive traffic from your Facebook ads into their funnel, and that way they can pay you depending on the successfulness of their own funnel and how much they sell. I know that in this RankDaddy Pro program, you will be taught affiliate marketing, and this is a great way of using that knowledge and using Facebook knowledge to see how you can combine those two and apply this framework to be more successful in affiliate marketing. Also, what you're going to need is the testing budget. Usually, the testing budget as of now can be as little as $5 a day. Depending on your niche, depending again on your market, how big it is, this can be enough or can be too little. We will talk a little bit more about that, but just know that you can start testing with $5 a day. Really important part is to understand that the testing budget is not just burning money. It's not a cost. It is investment, because we are collecting data with those $5 a day. Let me give you an example. You do not want to run your campaign right out of the gate with $100 a day. First of all, Facebook didn't even had a chance to optimize your Facebook ad for the audience that you're trying to reach. So that would be so irresponsible for you from you to do. What you want to do is determine what is the optimum amount of money that you want to spend per day that will give you a data that will help you determine if your ad is successful or not. So I will repeat that again. You want to determine what is the optimal amount of money that you need to spend on Facebook ad for testing per day in order for that ad to give you a data for you to decide if you're running successful ad or not. So again, if your niche is really small, let's say you're in Portland, Oregon, you just want to target people who might be interested in electrician. You know, based on your research, that your perfect avatar is Joe Schmo, 35 to 45 years old, who owns a house, who is married, has 3 kids, has average income of $75,000, and there's only, let's say, 80,000 of those people. You don't need more than $5 a day. But if you're targeting, let's say, larger community, larger geographical area, let's say entire Oregon in this case, which is around 4.5, 5 million people, $5 a day might not give you information you're looking for. We will go over the auction and how the placement of the ads is being determined by Facebook algorithm, but just know that you have to make those distinctions yourself. That's not something that I can tell you. I can show you what works. We will see examples, But again, for one of my clients, I was able to bring 260 leads with $5 a day for 10 days. Right? Actually, for 12 days, she spent $60 on ads. We brought in 260 leads. She didn't close one of them. So just know that successfulness of your ad campaign depends largely on several moving parts that you need to be able to control. And one of them is also the business owner you're going to be working with and their understanding of what is it that you're doing for them. Having said all of that, now we're going to move into our next module that we're going to be talking about. So I hope everything that I said here makes sense. If not, feel free to post a question in our Facebook group that you're going to have private access to, and I can definitely answer it there. Okay, I'll see you next video.